in middle school, you have no freedom at all. But in high school, that all changes. So many new doors open up for you and you're very independent. I'm Caitlin Allen, and let's look at what you can expect. In high school, one of the places you get freedom is during lunch. You don't have assigned seats. You have 4 different lunches with different people each time. You don't have to walk in a line, and you get to use your phone. Let's see what people have to say about this.
What I like about lunch is that there is a lot more people that you can actually eat lunch with. Like, it's not your certain class. Like, you can eat with like a lot of people at the same time.
In high school, you get to sit with who you want and pick certain tables, and they're smaller groups, so you don't have to really get along with more people.
My favorite part about lunch is that I get to sit with my friends. At my middle school, we had assigned seats, which isn't fun. I like that I can get up and I can be on my phone, because at middle school, they didn't let me be on my phone. So that's fun.
Another way you get freedom in high school is with picking classes. You get to pick between regular, honors, and AP classes, which are all okay, remember? You get to pick your pathway and completer, along with fun electives like gym and journalism. You should pick what's best for you and not what your friends are doing. Let's see what people have to say about this. Out of 137 freshman students, 62% said that they take an AP or honors class, and 38% said they do not. This shows that no matter what route you decide to take, just know that all is okay. You have to do what's best for you and your schedule.
If you take like higher levels of class in middle school, I think it's really actually easy to handle it in 9th grade and 10th grade. It is kind of hard when you play sports to manage your time, but when you go home after your practice, to settle down to your homework, and it actually is pretty easy, and you get into a routine, and it's not that hard at all.
The biggest difference between AP and honors is that the AP title gives you the opportunity at the end of the year to take an exam, and if you do well on the exam, you can get college credit for the course. The other difference is that it has increased rigor and there is a higher GPA.
For AP and honor students, if you want to be one, I would talk to your teacher first and see where you stand with your grades, and if they think it's a good fit, your parents get their opinion, and your fellow students.
In high school, your classes are hard, so you should always get extra help. You can see a teacher during Hawk Soar, you can stay after school, you can go during homeroom, you can go before homeroom if your teacher is there, and we even have tutoring. Let's get the insight on this.
Tutoring for National Honor Society and other similar clubs is a good idea for students to join because they can learn about different subjects, grow academically, and make some good friendships.
My advice for middle schoolers is to get binders and organize everything so that when they get here, they can keep everything nice and organized. They can have everything in class, because it's really difficult for them to make the transition from having classes every day to having them every other day. So if they have everything nice and organized, they have a better chance of having their homework on time and having everything ready. Also, when they get here, take advantage of the National Honor Society and the Math Honor Society tutoring programs and the Hawk Soar to get extra help from teachers and from peers.
If you need help, just ask your teacher. Don't be afraid. They'll give you the answer and show you how to do it.
Hey, you know when you're getting ready for high school and you're thinking about classes and lunches and what you're going to do during the day, have you ever sat down and thought about the friendships that are going to come and go?
Whenever I came to high school, I lost some friends because you divide into groups and you find people who relate more to you and your needs.
I expect to lose a couple, but also gain a couple that are actually true friends.
I expect to lose a couple because going to different schools, trying to do their own work, and some maybe make bad choices and I gotta just leave them, and I'll gain some too.
89% of 317 people have lost friends during their high school experience, while 90% of 319 people have gained better friendships throughout high school. Most of you will be coming from the middle school, with your friends already in place. The magnet program kids have to start brand new, all new people, with new opportunities.
Okay, maintaining friendships from Pattersonville and North Hartford was a lot harder than I thought because of the distance. Even though I lived closer to the people, I didn't see them at school every day, so I didn't get to hang out with them, and they moved on with their lives. But being here, I got a lot more friendships, and this is just a better school overall, in my opinion. and I made better friendships.
Having friends in the school that you go to can kind of be easier to like keep them like being close to you because you're going to be with them every day and you're going to be able to see them all the time. But having friends at other schools can be different and like a lot of fun.
Participating in a sport is a great way to make friends with upperclassmen. It's almost like having a mentor or an older sibling to help guide you and make the transition easier.
Making friends with lowerclassmen through sports is really fun because you know, there's just a lot more people that aren't in your grade, and you know, you can really like make a good impression on the younger kids.
You can like teach them different things, and then it's nice because you get away from your like normal friends and you can hang out with like groups of different people.
Okay, I find that coaching at different grade levels, there's a big difference in the upperclassmen sometimes treat the younger ones as they're not equal, but then on the other hand, when it comes to game time, they're more than willing to help them and make them a better player.
Being in sports isn't the only way to make new friends. You can join clubs or different school activities to help you branch out and meet new people.
I'm friends with one person, and they introduced me to another group of people, and then like I became part of that group of friends. So
I came from a different school, so it was a little tough for me making friends. But I mean, you just have to talk to people, just be out there, just like start conversations, just do whatever. I mean, it's sometimes hard to make friends in high school, but I did come here from Bel Air, so.
Social media is a big impact on friends. It's where most people first see or hear about someone. It can be a good thing, but also a bad one if you use it in the wrong way.
Everybody's probably been angry at a friend at one point or another, and if somebody were to post something on social media while they were really angry or not happy with a friend, on down the line, that could affect their friendship.
Stay at high school, the last thing you're probably worried about is graduation. I'm Julia Halleck, and today we're going to be talking about graduation requirements.
You need at least 26 credits in order to graduate. The classes you take freshman year are mostly set up for you, but it's important to make sure you pass those classes.
My tips for incoming freshmen is to choose the classes that you like. I know you don't have a lot of choices in what you take, but choose the one that you think you'll succeed the most in, because honors and AP, even though they're more challenging, you'll have a better time in a class that you'll succeed in. And honors and AP, or just honors, I think is weighted, and so if you think you'll succeed in that class, then definitely take it because you'll get a better grade than like a regular class. So just take the classes you think you'll have the most fun and succeed in, because you'll have the most enjoyable year.
AP and honors classes are weighted, and if you choose to take them, they will affect your GPA. However, they are not required.
So the most important thing in high school is that you pass your classes. Now that's not necessarily too hard, you just got to put in the effort and put in the work. Make sure you're turning in all your assignments, doing all the homework. Make sure you're studying a lot, because the tests they're a little harder in high school, so you gotta make sure you study more. But overall, it's not too hard to pass your classes. And make sure you're taking the right classes for what you want in college. Just make sure you do the research ahead of time to what kind of colleges you want to take.
Be nice to your freshman teachers, because you might have them in your upperclassmen years. And if you want to be a master tutor, if you have a good relationship with your teachers, then you can be their master tutor.
You need 2 credits in a language as well as 1 credit in fine arts. Additionally, you need half a credit of health and 1 credit for gym. Freshman year, you will take half a year of gym and half a year of health. You can then choose what year you take the other half credit of gym.
I would say the easiest pathway or completer to do would be taking a language for 4 years, because that's required anyways, so just taking it for 4 years gets it out of the way. I would also recommend that you take gym your sophomore year so you can get it out of the way and you have more time your junior and senior year to take fun classes.
You should receive these papers titled Graduation Requirements and North Hartford High School Completers and Pathways. These papers will be the most helpful to you when you're choosing your classes, as well as understanding the requirements. We spoke to some of the counselors to see what advice they had for freshmen.
I'm one of the counselors here at North Hartford. I will be working with you once you get into grades 10 through 12 and your last name starts with A to F. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about passing classes, that high school is not as difficult as most people seem to think it is, because if you simply do your work, classwork, homework, study for tests, then you'll be successful in your class. If you are struggling, then go ask for help and do it sooner rather than later. One of the things I do want to point out though is if you do fail your class at the high school, you have to take the same class over again and again until you finally pass it. So if you do everything right the first time, it makes high school go by simply with a quick, and you'll be done here in 4 years. Good luck.
You are required to take a math and English class every year of high school. However, you need 3 credits of science and social studies.
Hi, and welcome to North Hartford High School. I'm Mr. Johnson, I'm one of the school counselors, and I work with students in grades 10 through 12, the last names G through N. My advice for incoming freshmen is a couple different things. First off, we offer a lot of challenging courses at North Hartford High School, so make sure you challenge yourself throughout high school because that will look good for colleges and jobs down the road. Also, get involved with a lot of activities. We offer a ton of after-school activities, sports, and the arts, and make sure you're coming to school. You do those 3 things. If you're here, you challenge yourself in your classes, and you're involved, you're going to have a great, successful career at North Hartford High School.
Out of 154 students, 79% said they were confused as incoming freshmen about graduation requirements, and 21% said they were not confused.
Hi, my name is Mr. Zott, and I work with sophomores, juniors, and seniors with last names beginning with the letters O to Z. My advice for your first year of high school would be to have regular attendance. Attendance is very important because students are more likely to succeed in academics when they attend school consistently.
These are the counselors here at North Hartford High School. Mrs. Uppercue is the 9th grade counselor and can help you with whatever you may need. If you have additional questions about your schedule, be sure to stop by guidance.
As you are entering 9th grade, you have many options. One of them is electives you can take. I'm Marissa with a special report on the options you have.
Journalism, we write, we make videos, we do web design, and we run the morning announcements. You should do journalism because it's super fun and you're always having something to do, and the class is just generally a good informational class to take. So.
Foods will teach you how to create and run a restaurant. You do things like creating and garnishing a dish and learning how to work the front of a restaurant. In ag, you get to experience and learn about different types of plants and animals.
In learning about children, you learn about parenthood and what you do when you grow up and you have a kid, and like what you should know. And why you guys should take this class is so you know how to babysit, and you're prepared for whenever you have a baby, unexpected or expected.
Here at North Hartford, we have 3 options of a language that are offered: Spanish, French, and German. You must take 2 levels of a language to be able to graduate. When asked in a poll what language students take, 28% said Spanish, 57% said French, and 15% said German.
In orchestra, we learned about the fundamentals of music and those skills to improve our sound quality, and we're always trying to get better from previous years and just try to. It's a fun class, and if you like music and you like talking to friends, it's a class you should join.
Here in choir, we are all one big family. We all enjoy each other a lot. We have breakfast parties right now, but that's what we're doing right now. And we sing a lot. We all enjoy music and just join choir.
My name's Emily, and I think you should join choir because I'm in 4 choirs, and I think it's really fun. It's a good emotional filter. You can when you sing, it just you release every emotion you have. On top of all my AP classes, it helps me to feel better. And you should also join choir because it also helps with your confidence.
To get your fine art credit. Because the skills that you learn in movement and voice are skills that can take you anywhere. They apply all over the place in any subject and any career. Good public speaking skills and poise and presence, storytelling. We learn to appreciate art for the aesthetics and to be able to discuss and explain what we like about something subjective like a work of theater. And Let me think what else. It's just, the collaboration and the creativity, I think, are also skills that you get from Drama 1 that will carry over to any aspect of your life, because you learn to work together to create something out of nothing. And so the challenges and the problem solving, and then when we get up to Drama 2 and 3, we're actually putting on productions. So the collaboration and the creativity and the creative problem solving skills are really, really good.
Really think that the number one reason that incoming ninth graders should join band is because we have fun. That's my number one rule. Yeah, we do things that are tough and we work really hard, but we have a lot of fun doing it. So I think it's a great way to get involved in the school just beyond your classes. You get to make really kind of a close-knit group of friends over the summer at band camp, and then that kind of carries into the school year and beyond that, whatnot. So band's a little bit of work, but we have a lot of fun, and so that's kind of the number one thing. And I will encourage any ninth grader who has questions to come find somebody who's in band now and ask them. As what we learn, a lot. But really it's taking everything that you've learned in elementary and middle school and then applying it and trying to learn more about the art of making music. So, infusing emotion into our playing. You guys get to learn about marching, which is a lot of fun, which is great because if you think about opportunities in college, there's a lot of colleges out there that offer scholarships.
I'm Abby Kroner, and let's get an inside look on how to find help and use your time wisely when struggling.
National Math Honor Society is held once a week by students in high school who are in National Honor Society. They tutor students who are struggling in math, whether that be to help them on their homework, prepare for a test, or just review classwork.
I got help for math homework and it helped me. They were all very friendly there and open and always welcoming.
Sometimes students can explain things better than teachers can because we know what we're all going through and thinking. I went to tutoring a couple of times my freshman year, and I feel like it helped a lot because students were able to help me with stuff that they learned previous years.
It helps increase my math grade and my English grade because if you struggle at that subject, it's a good time to get help.
Hawk Store is every single Wednesday unless told otherwise.
I study for tests, finish homework, go ask teachers for help, take tests if I'm going to miss them, make up work for sports.
Usually playing on my phone. I can study, do homework, or I can go to teachers if I have to.
I normally go to club meetings if I have one, but if I don't, I'll just catch up on homework.
Most of my Hawk Store I spend playing the piano with Miss Jones, or I go to FFA meetings with Miss Dinsmore.
It is time given to you before the school day starts and classes that gives you exactly 37 minutes to do whatever you need to.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel as if there's enough time.
Sometimes, depending on the nature of the assignment, I know if I'm going over some writing assignments or I'm doing some discussion or just helping. Tests, helping, yes, but tests sometimes no, because you need more of a longer block than just a half an hour. So sometimes I don't think that's long enough. So many times I'll tell students to come after school because then that doesn't put the pressure on them to have to be done in a half an hour.
I think Hawk Store is enough time if you're just working on a couple problems. It's not enough time to make up tests or anything, but definitely enough time to help on homework, classwork, makeup work, anything like that. If students don't have enough time during Hawk Store, I'm here at 6:45 every morning, so they can come see me in the morning, and I'm here every single day after school, so sometimes they stay after as well.
Thanks for listening. I hope this video helped you and your friends. Now, slow down and take some time to enjoy high school because it'll go by fast. The aquarium, the zoo, fancy restaurants, new cities, and even different countries. That's right, these are all field trips offered here at North Hartford High School. My name's Zoe Michaels, and this is a special report on the opportunities you get to travel in high school.
A poll was conducted on 150 North Hartford High School students. 77% of those students polled had been on a school trip before. 84% of the students who said they had been on a trip enjoyed their time. North Hartford High School offers an amazing field trip to New York City to see a Broadway show.
Along with the show, you get to explore the city and do a bit of shopping. You also get to eat dinner at a local restaurant. Let's hear some teacher and student input on this trip.
It's a wonderful opportunity to experience theater at the most professional level, but also just to have the experience of going to New York City, all of the experience that comes with traveling too, so it's a win-win. You sort of celebrate everything we've been learning, just the experience of traveling anywhere and getting out of Pilesville and seeing something big and wonderful is awesome, so we love it.
I had a great time going to New York for drama. The play itself was very, very good, like very professional. It was actually very emotional. I cried a couple times, but it was very good. I loved it. My favorite part was probably going shopping and like walking around with all my friends, having a good time in New York. I definitely would recommend it. It was such a good deal, and I don't know, I had so much fun.
Every year, the zoology and marine biology students are given the opportunity to go to the Washington, D.C. Zoo and spend the day there looking at animals and hanging out with their friends. Here's what two students who have been on the trip have to say about it.
Early in the morning, got on the bus and went down to D.C. to the National Zoo, and we walked around all day and we saw a bunch of cool animals like elephants, tigers, zebras, some pandas, and then we also got food, and some people got like souvenirs and stuff, and then we took the bus ride home and got back to school like a little after the school day ended. It was very fun.
I went to the Washington, D.C. Zoo, and it's really, really big, and it was a lot of fun because I was able to go with a lot of my other friends in the different classes in marine biology and zoology, and we just like spent the whole day like looking at different animals, and it was really fun because it kind of gave me like the idea of like different lifestyles of the different animals. Chance that you can kind of just get out of school just to do a school activity, but it's not some boring field trip that nobody actually wants to go on. It's actually a lot of fun, and it's a good way to spend your time.
French students are given the opportunity to go to Quebec, the French-speaking province of Canada. On this trip, you do lots of fun things. Let's hear more about it from Adam.
Because I think it's really cool that there is a place that they can actually drive to that is French speaking. Certainly if they're learning French, that you're, seeing signs in French, reading menus in French, kind of hearing some French, as well as just the cultural part of everything, that there's a lot of really cool things about French Canadian culture that are different than American culture, so to pick that up and appreciate it. I love this trip. It's one of my favorite trips. It's jam-packed with really exciting, fun things. Dog sledding is always a hit. The Sugar Shack experience is fun, snow tubing is fun, curling, and just all kinds of really fun activities to do. And as a teacher, I also love it because I love going to like a store or the mall or something and seeing, oh look, all these products are in French, that's really cool, and I can purchase some things that I tend to use in class. It's super fun, you would not regret it. It's just a great trip, great cultural experience for you, and something you'll remember.
Senior Julia Foster went on this trip in March 2019. Let's see what she has to say about her time there.
Bonjour, I'm Julia, and I went on the Canada trip with French in March 2019. It was really cool to be immersed in the French Canadian culture. My favorite part was when we got to go snow tubing and super long bus ride with all my close friends. I would definitely recommend this trip to future students. If you have the chance, you should definitely try to go on it if you can.
There are so many things freshmen can be nervous about coming into high school, but there are so many good things to be excited about. Hi there, I'm Hannah Krizik, and I'm here to give you a special report about the upperclassmen at North Harford High School.
Here's a poll taken by students from North Harford High School to prove to you that upperclassmen really aren't that bad. Let's take a look at what some of the juniors think about the upperclassmen when they were freshmen, now that they are upperclassmen themselves.
When I came in freshman year, I was really scared because I'm not good at navigating where I'm supposed to go. And all of the upperclassmen helped me find my classes, and they're actually really nice. Don't be scared of them because they will help you if you ask.
So when I was a freshman, my brother was an upperclassman, and it made high school easier because then you could know the teachers and you knew your way around the school. Upperclassmen are not scary.
After hearing from some juniors, let's move on to some of the freshmen here at North Harford High School and see what they thought about the upperclassmen as they traveled through their first year.
So for my freshman year, the upperclassmen were super helpful, especially the ones on my volleyball team. Not only do they help me like practice volleyball and like up my skills, but they also are super helpful with like the workload and my homework, and if I needed help with it, they always offer to help no matter what. And they were like just like kind of like an older sister, because like if I saw them in the hallway, they'd say hi to me, that way I didn't feel so intimidated by everyone. So with that said, like all the rumors that like, oh, upper freshmen are so scary, not upper freshmen, upperclassmen that are so scary, they're really not. They're actually super nice and helpful.
My favorite thing about the upperclassmen is their enthusiasm at sport events, because they get everyone hyped up and help the players play better.
Last but not least, here are two teachers giving you information on the upperclassmen right here at North Harford High School.
Okay, so in all seriousness, I have seen upperclassmen being extremely helpful to freshmen. Basically, they will do most anything for you unless you steal their boyfriend or girlfriend. Then you're gonna have some problems, okay? But other than that, they are really helpful. You can go to them for most anything.
There's a lot you can learn from students who have been here and been in your shoes, and believe it or not, they remember exactly what it's like to be a new student in a new school.
Hi, my name is Bryn Shadle. Transferring to high school can be scary at times, but if you get involved in clubs or play sports, it helps you be a part of something, and it helps you meet new people. Don't be afraid to try something new.
Sports are a great way to get involved and show what you're made of. By playing a sport, you get the chance to talk to upperclassmen and create friendships. Let's go see what some athletes have to say.
I got close with a lot of upperclassmen, so I know a lot more people.
Sometimes school can be a little overwhelming, but when you play a sport, it's like a stress relief because you get to play something you love, and it's a break in between your homework and your schoolwork.
It's exciting, but you have to make sure you go to all of your activities and make sure you're just like active with the team.
Not only are sports a great way to get involved, but so are clubs. You get the chance to be a part of the school and even become a club leader if you want. Clubs are a fun way to get involved.
I'm in 4 clubs. I'm in National Honor Society, National Science Honor Society, National Math Honor Society, and track. And I love all these clubs. It's definitely helped me and like made my school experience a whole lot better. You get involved with like so many new people, and it just makes your experience so much better.
I play 3 sports and I'm in a lot of clubs, and I feel like my high school experience would be different if I didn't do clubs or sports, because I wouldn't have gotten to know a lot of people in different grades. I would have just known the people in my grade, and doing sports and clubs helped me branch out to know underclassmen and upperclassmen.
One of the things I will tell you is I think they're really important because they help you find your people. They help you find the people that think like you do and the people you want to hang out with. And it makes coming to school so much better. So find your club and get into it.
When I was in high school, I swam for our varsity swim team, and I swam on our club team as well. It was nice to have friends that were on the same sports team, but it was very exhausting and time consuming. But I don't regret it at all.
As you can tell, many students participate in clubs and sports, and I can assure you it has helped them come out of their shell and get more involved.
Just be you.
Definitely, even if you're like slightly interested in a club, definitely just go for it.
Just get involved, do a sport, even if you're not sure if you're going to enjoy it or not, just try out sports.
I hope you have a great high school experience, and I hope this encourages you to get more involved.
My name is Lauren Brandis, and I'm here with a special report on our school's sports traditions. These memories will be your favorite memories you will have for a lifetime. Let's get started.
In a recent poll, I asked students if you are or have been an athlete at North Harford High School, and did your team participate in any sports traditions? 76% said yes, and 24% said no. Let's start with a senior, who just finished their last game of their high school career. Rob Fife, who is famously known for his cartwheel while running out onto the field before a game. Rob has played football for 8 years and played his final game against Havre Grace. Let's hear what he has to say about his football career at North Harford High School.
Before games, I like to lay out all my gear and just sit there and bump the music before and try to get hyped, stay calm, but get all my teammates ready.
At North Hartford High School, you can catch cheer and band at football games chanting our famous fight song under direction of our band teacher, John Wojciechowski. Here's senior Toby Ziegler and junior Sean Moore to tell us more about the song.
The fight song for our band has been played since 2013. It was written for the classes from 2013 to 2016 by 2 band directors ago, Mr. Wasik. And it's been kept ever since. We play it at football games whenever we march in. We play it at the end. We play it when we get a touchdown. It's very important that it's memorized because 1, you never know when you're going to use it. 2, it just shows school pride and school spirit by being able to just be at the ready to play your school's song.
Whenever we hear the fight song is when the football team scores a touchdown, or if we win a football game, everyone just starts singing it all together.
As your last night playing as a senior, you were honored at a ceremony and greeted with signs, gifts, and flowers by your teammates and family to commemorate your last season. Here's Savannah and Paul to talk to you about senior night.
Senior night's special to me because it's a night dedicated to all of the seniors playing their sport for the last time at home. And it's really just nice because you know that all your fans are going to be there and everyone's there to support you, and it's just fun.
All right, so favorite senior night memory, beating Rising Sun in overtime in basketball. And senior night, it's just so special because it's like the last time you're playing any sport you've been playing since you were like 5, with all your friends, your buds, your brothers. And it just means a lot, you know, in front of all your friends and family. It's a sad time.
Being a part of a sports team is a huge commitment, but have super fun benefits besides playing the sport you love. Team dinners and banquets are fun activities to do during and after the season has ended. Let's ask some students about the activities.
For our basketball banquet, we gave out awards and whenever our season sat, and we also got to eat food by Eats and Sweets.
During a fantastic season, field hockey members had a great time during practice by playing a Halloween game their coach has set up for them. Let's find out what it was.
A Halloween hunt occurs between the week between when our season ends and when we start regional play, and it's right around Halloween. So instead of doing an Easter egg hunt, which is what people sometimes would do in the spring, I came up with let's do a Halloween hunt. So there's little pumpkins that I stuff with candy, and we send the girls off into a run, and then we put the pumpkins all different.
Finally, I asked multiple students what their favorite sports memory was. Here are some of their responses.
My favorite memory from playing sports at this school was last year during lacrosse season. We were playing the Boston Cougars and we were down by 6 goals by the end of the first quarter, but by the end of the second quarter we ended up winning by 1 goal, and it was such a rush and it made our team so much closer, and it was just an awesome victory to beat the Cougars.
My favorite sports memory is team trips to Five Guys with the boys.
My favorite softball memory was my sophomore year when we were at C. Milton and we crushed them.
My favorite sports memory is starting in the basketball playoff game.
Don't forget to join a sports team to improve your high school experience.
In high school, you're given many new opportunities, like sports. However, it doesn't give you a free pass out of classwork. My name is Greer Stride, and I'm here to give you tips on how to balance sports and studies.
Doing a sport outside of high school can be very difficult, but this student explains how flexibility and effort can make things work.
School and dance together, they are not very compatible. Dance, I normally have to do my homework at dance, on my breaks and stuff, which is less of a work and school setting, so it's harder to just get it done.
Out of 101 high school students, 77% of them play a high school sport. Your teachers always try to accommodate those in and out of sports. Let's see how they do that.
The first thing I do is I go on County Sports Zone to look at when some teams have games. There's certain teams that there are a lot of people in band that tend to participate on. Cross country is a big one. But I go through every fall sport team to figure out when their games are, and then from there I look for the dates that have the least number of conflicts.
You may encounter many conflicts between your sport and schoolwork schedule, but here's some tips on how to get through them.
Okay, so I play tennis, and I've had to learn to manage my time better because I have matches after school and practice. so I have to get as much done in school as I can. And tips would just be to take advantage of the time you have in class. So if you have classwork and your teacher's like, oh, if you don't finish this and do it for homework, make sure you finish it in class, or even do stuff during lunch if you have to, so you have more time outside school to just hang out, have fun with your friends.
The older you get, the more responsibilities you'll have, but there are resources out there to help you along the way.
So some conflicts that I've had is I take private lessons for my instrument, and that's kind of gotten in the way because it's caused me to miss practice a few times. And I think just one good way to avoid that is just to let your coaches know if you have these things coming up, that way they don't get mad at you or anything.
All teachers aren't the same and they have different preferences, but what can you do as a student to help?
It's a student's responsibility to make sure they see their teacher ahead of time if they know they're going to miss for athletics. There are an abundance of resources available on It's Learning, and teachers know ahead of time what they're doing in class. So if a student goes and sees them, then they are more likely to stay on top of their work before it's been missed in class.
58% of 83 people find it challenging to balance schoolwork and sports. However, it is still manageable. Sometimes teachers aren't really your best resource and you need a student to help. How about consulting one of your team captains for a little bit of advice?
So it's pretty nice with sports because they're pretty lenient with most things. You only have to have above an 8 in any class. You can't be failing any classes. So if you're struggling with grades, you can always come to the captains or people on the team for help.
See, balancing sports and school isn't that hard. All you have to do is be able to work your hardest to strive on and off the field.
Hi, my name is Victoria Hanna, and today I'm going to be showing you some tips and hacks for high school.
First, let's hear from some teachers on how to do well in high school.
One tip I would give an incoming freshman is that they should never be afraid to ask for help, and that after the first week of school and after they get adjusted, things get much easier, but they should never be intimidated to ask an upperclassman or a teacher or any adult in the building for help if they need it.
To get involved in school, to find something that you're passionate about and go out for clubs and not be scared to try out for the play or the musical or get involved with something, a sport or an activity.
Now let's hear some tips that students have to give.
One tip I have for incoming freshmen would be to really manage your time wisely. You have a lot of extracurricular activities like clubs and sports, and that's going to take up a lot of your time, so really prioritize.
First, the school seems pretty intimidating. Everyone around you is like an upperclassman basically when you're walking through the halls, but what I did was just mind my own business and got through it, and then ended up meeting a bunch of new people, and it all worked out.
One tip I would give incoming freshmen would be not to come into high school expecting that things are going to be easy. It's not middle school anymore, so you're coming into a whole different caliber of education and expectations.
A tip I would give incoming freshmen is to do all your work that you are assigned right away, so you don't have to worry about doing your homework on off days, because you'll have double the amount of homework in one day than you do in the other.
So that is all the tips I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it very educational, and just remember, don't stress high school too much because eventually you will get the hang of it. Good luck!
Everyone can agree that high school is a little bit stressful and overwhelming, but luckily it also brings new opportunities and freedom. I'm Jamie Cavanaugh, and let's take a look at what North Hartford students and faculty do that makes them happy.
Hi. What makes me happy? Well, I haven't even graduated yet from high school. Here I still am. But what makes me happy is teaching kids. Teaching kids and coaching kids, that's what makes me happy.
Things that make me really happy. Actually teaching. Actually being around my students. That probably makes me the happiest. So I guess welcome, and I hope you have fun when you get over here.
Well, what makes me happy is that I get to hang out with my friends, and I get to go to classes with them and eat lunch with them. Yeah.
So I think that there are a lot of things that students look to get excited about during the course of the year, particularly if they're freshmen and seniors. I think that there's a novelty that comes with just being new in the building, and so they're excited about things that they haven't had to experience before. And I think for seniors, it's the last time they're getting excited about certain things like homecoming or prom, or even Mr. North Hartford.
When 150 students were asked if they believe high school has more opportunities and freedoms than middle school, 98% answered yes.
So my favorite part of what I look forward to in high school is being able to walk around in homeroom and just kind of go anywhere you want. I usually come to my friend's locker and organize it for her because she's kind of disorganized. And I like just kind of being able to finish up homework or go and print something out if I need to. And I also really like being able to pick my own classes and not having to do whatever you have to do that year.
The Ag program is an experience unique to North Hartford. Let's take a look at what Ag students might experience.
Things that people can look forward to when they are in the Ag program at North Hartford are freshman year, you kind of get mixed in with all of the classes, and all the strands kind of do the same thing, and you have a barn duty, so you get to meet the animals and help take care of them a little bit, and then as you move forward in the rest of your years, you get divided into your 3 strands. So you have the NRAS, which is natural resources, which is what I'm in, and there's plant strand, and then the animal strand.
Being involved in a high school sport is a great way to get involved in the school. Let's see what North Hartford athletes look forward to.
No, but so in high school you get to look forward to doing a lot of sports after school. So you get to wait after school with your friends and stuff, and then you get to go play. And then if you're in a meet for track or any sport game, you get to go on a bus and I'm gonna do school early, which is always fun. You get to go watch football games.
Thanks for tuning in. Good luck in high school, and I hope you have a hulktastic year.